Welcome to another edition of the Recruiting Scoop. I'm Jarret Johnson. I have more good news for Red Raider fans out there as Texas Tech new head coach Joey McGuire picked up yet another commitment. This was on Sunday morning. Actually, they picked up another defensive commit, which has become a really nice thing to say. It's been a habit because Tech has been stockpiling defensive talent, whether it be through the transfer portal or the 2022 high school recruiting class, and then the 2023 recruiting class, which, oh, by the way, last I checked, was 11th in the country and second in the Big 12. It's very early, but, they already have several commits, a handful of commits there for the 2023 class, which is also something I'm not used to seeing in covering Texas Tech recruiting in terms of that recruiting cycle really being so far away. We're just now starting to wrap up, I guess, the 2022 cycle in terms of the early period being the big period now here, just in a week and a half. That's when that will happen. And then, of course, there'll be the regular signing period in February, and then 2023 will take center stage. And normally, Tech doesn't have, a commit, or if they do, they have one or two on the list at that point. There's already a handful, so this has been fun. This is new. Speaking of new, the new commit, the most recent commit, is Tavares Elston, a 6', 210-pound linebacker from Gulf Shores, Alabama. And the thing about this guy is, okay, you hear 6', 210 pounds, like, that's light. That sounds like a safety, right? A Power 5 safety. Well, maybe he'll play safety. I don't know. I think he probably has the speed for it. But he can definitely play linebacker at the Power 5 level. They'll put some weight on him. You see his frame. It's not huge, but he looks like Baylor linebackers, to be quite honest. And we all saw what they did here this last weekend in winning the Big 12 championship over Oklahoma State. So Tavares Elston is a fast, physical, instinctive linebacker who I'm a huge fan of. Watch his tape. You don't think he can play Power 5 football? Watch his tape, and I guarantee you're going to be impressed. You watch his huddle. It's linked in a story already on Inside the Red Raiders about Elston committing. As a matter of fact, in that article, there's quotes from Elston, because I caught up with Elston. He committed shortly after his official visit this past weekend at Texas Tech. He was already primed and ready to commit, but the official visit sealed the deal. So I asked him about his decision to commit. He said, well, it's home. TTU is the place for me and my future, guns up. I said, all right. But in terms of the visit and why it sealed the deal for him, he said, the visit was great. He said, we ate a lot, which on these official visits, it's free food. These kids, they eat a lot. And I would too, right? Free food, really good food. He says, he ate a lot, and the people of Lubbock are the most genuine people I've ever met. I think that's a really important quote, because one of the things I get to do in terms of being on the Rockin' Pregame show on 101.1 The Beard FM here in Lubbock is that we get to interview some of the greats who've ever laced them up for Texas Tech. Michael Crabtree, Zach Thomas. You can go down the list of just the greats, the best, the Ring of Honor guys. And one thing that I hear from them, I always ask them about the recruitment, why they chose Texas Tech. And one thing that's common between them all is when they talk about how genuine the people of Lubbock are, and how when they came on their visit, it blew them away, of just the people and the culture here in Lubbock. And which is why so many of us bristle when you hear outsiders and people who don't know what the hell they're talking about, to be quite honest, when they trash Lubbock or they trash Tech fans or whatever. It's just like the opposite is really one of the major selling points. And here we are with another recruit from Alabama coming in Elston, who sounds just like a Michael Crabtree or Zach Thomas or whoever. Almost all the guys who came in from all over and were blown away by the culture. I think it's definitely something, either you get it or you don't. Elston gets it, and he's a Red Raider, and he's committed. As a matter of fact, he doesn't know yet if he's going to enroll during spring, enroll early, or if he's going to come in during the summer. But he is going to sign during the early period here, December 15th, he told me. So that's good news. Another quote I really liked from him was, I asked him, and I asked this of a lot of recruits, because you watch their huddle and you get an idea, but I like to hear how recruits see themselves, what kind of players they think they are. So I just asked him, hey man, what do you bring to the field? What kind of player are you? And normally you get a tangible response in terms of like, I'm a big hitter, or whatever, which is fine. I like those answers, but I really liked Elston's answer when I asked him that question. He said, I'm all about developing my teammates around me. I'm an on and off the field leader ready to impact someone's life. Man, that's really cool for an 18-year-old kid to say and to even, conceptualize, to be honest. I think that's really cool. He went the intangible route and what he said. And, I mean, everything I've seen, everything I've read, and talking with people that recruited Elston, that I like this kid. It's nothing's a home run, slam dunk, whatever, in terms of like, oh, ironclad, I know this guy's going to be a great player, but I believe Elston's going to be a dude in maybe just a couple of years, maybe 3, where he's running around the field just kicking butt for Texas Tech. And I think there's a very good chance he ends up being, a fan favorite. So if you're wondering where I'm getting this from, what I'm thinking, start by watching his huddle, which, like I said, is linked in the story I was referencing with the quotes. So about Elston committing. So, great news. I expect more let's goes from Coach Joey McGuire. And more defensive talent to be added. Obviously some offense too. So just great times in Raiderland. This is a different thing, the way they're recruiting right now, and I expect it to continue for sure for the foreseeable future. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.